RPW here with the next episode of Talk Dragon Tuesday. Now we are going into week 4 of the Summerkai season, which means we're about to wrap up our very first month of the summer season. Now there are some things that are coming with this that I really want to talk about, because this week there's going to be a lot between the updates, the new Summerkai season in Atlas, and then of course some major changes with a new event structure that's coming as well. So let's go over all that. Now, first of all, if you're new to my channel, I want to give you a warm welcome and of course ask you to subscribe to my channel, because me doing videos like this for you guys is my way of supporting you, and I'm asking for your support in return by giving me that subscription and those thumbs up. It keeps me going, guys. All right, so Atlas Summerkai season begins very soon, as in tomorrow. So make sure you're getting out there and getting that last minute glory that you might need so you can get the last bit of your prizes, because this literally ends today. And when they do their update, it's gone. Like, there's no more. So I'm thinking in the next few hours is your last chance in order to get that glory. All right, so like I said, the new Atlas Summerkai season is about to begin, which means so is some of the changes with the update, including the introduction to the new Mythic gear that is only obtainable within the prize structure over on the Atlas season side, coming to Summerkai season. Now, with the debut of this new Mythic gear, it's going to be a step above the Elite gear. So with this being said, the Mythic gear will be exclusive to the Atlas season. So if you're wanting any of this gear, you're going to have to be on a team that actually has Atlas so that you can gain glory, get your badges, and earn these extra goodies. Now, another little change that's coming to the Atlas Summerkai season is going to be the actual tree-like structure that we see on the regular side of War Dragons within the prizing structure over there as well. So you'll see at the top there's the Mythic. You actually have to unlock the Elite gears to be able to get to the Mythic gear. And then of course it still has the Primarch buffs, but it looks like the Rider's actually going to be separated again. Thank God. So this is the structure you're going to be looking at in order to get these prizes this season. So much better than I think this last season. I wasn't too keen on. Now this season is going to be Sophia. Sophia is a offensive rider, and with her you're going to be able to get dragon attack. You're going to be able to get basically anything and everything you normally got with any of your Atlas riders. So like for example, you'll get rage regeneration, you can get warrior attack, sorcerer HP, hunter attack, and more. So very, very good option for you, especially if you're trying to gain up anything to level up riders to be able to make some points in those events. It's great to always try to, attain one of these so that you can use those in your Atlas, Primarch, and rider training points. So anyways, that is Sophia. Now, the other thing is the way that you're going to be able to earn points with your team this round is going to be by castle ownership. Now, it's funny, it actually says Spring Blossom. I copied and pasted this. It should have said Summerkai, but we'll move on with this. Anyways, this is going to be done by rounds and scoring, where the entire season will be made up of 2-week rounds. And all of these 2-week rounds with the leaderboard will be updated for victory points earned by each team based on the top 20 most valuable castles they own at that time. So if you only own 3, it'd only be valued upon those. But it will be your top 20, best, most valuable castles. Now, at the start of each week, each castle will start with some victory points based on the region and the castle level. The higher the castles are worth, the more worth their victory points. Every time that a castle is then conquered during any round, and it's the current victory point value is then reduced by a certain percentage. So if you take one castle, it'll be reduced a little bit before the next person, and so forth and so forth. Now, defending your castle from any conqueror is the best way to, of course, earn the most victory points for your team. So don't spread yourself thin, and make sure that you're there to, of course, protect your own castle on top of going out and hitting other castles as well. Now, keep in mind that you won't be able to actually see a reset on this percentage until the 2-week round has actually completely ended. So basically all it's saying is that you're going to be able to gain points by attacking somebody else's castle. If you conquer it, you're going to get a certain amount of percentage points from that victory points. But then if someone takes it from you, they're going to get a little less. The next person will get a little less, and so forth. So that's how you're going to earn the victory points for your team. Now, any tiebreakers will be between teams at the end of the season and broken based on the team's top 50 most valuable instead. All right, so where can you place? You could place up to 500th place and still earn some goodies, as you'll see right here. First place can get over 1,000 expedites. Now, the multi-event weeks are new to War Dragons, and they are starting this week, guys. So what's going to happen with this is we're going to actually have one minor and one major PvP event together. And this week is going to be the new event called the Assault. Now, I know a lot of you are like, what in the world is Assault? Let's go over Assault. It's going to be a mini guide for you guys, the best I can go over it with you, because we don't actually have it in front of us yet. I don't have 100% of the information, but let's see what I can put together for you so you can better be prepared for this new event. Now, depending on how long you've been playing War Dragons, you're actually going to remember an event back in like summer 2017, which is literally right before I started playing. And it was a Black Bloods event where you could go between the events Monday and Wednesdays and allow you to earn extra points and extra goodies in the game. Now, this is something they took away, but they've reforged this event and are bringing it back, called the Assault. Now, they of course also, if you guys don't remember, had a base layout nomination. So with this base layout nomination and that old event, they were able to come together, create an event that is similar to Temple Raid, allowing you to pull out your old dragons to earn these extra goodies. So let's go over the exact details on all that you need to know in order to be better prepared for the new Assault. All right, a few basic facts that you should probably know about the Assault. Number one, it is composed of 84 different bases, and it'll be broke down to where there's 6 bases per tier, which means there's 14 tiers total. And then of course you will have to use the same dragon for these tiers. Now, my best guess is it'll kind of look like the Temple Guardians in the sense that you'll click on, let's say, the red tier in order to access the red tier bases. Now, I've not personally seen it, so I don't know what it's going to look like exactly, but this is my best guess. So then you can imagine if you did click on that, you would go in and you would actually be able to attack one of those bases, as you see here. And then once you've got at least 3 out, your checkpoint would then be complete, so you can actually move on to the next one. Now, to clear these, you have to get 100%. And right now, the energy cost for this event is only going to be 2 energy, but hereafter, they will cost you 4 energy each. So that is just introductory. It will be 4 thereafter. Now, just like the Temple Raid Guardians, you must attack the base with the same tier dragon. But in order to earn some extra added points, you can attack it with one that's just below. For example, right here, we've got a purple tier dragon out going up against a blue tier base. So this is going to give you the added little extra bonus points. Now, in order to clear these, you're going to have to attack them and clear them by 100% with at least 3 dragons. As long as you're able to get it at 100%, you will then earn some points. As you'll see here on the formula, it's going to be the amount of attack power versus the base versus what it's worth, etc., in order to get these points, which will all stack up for overall earnings, just like in any normal PvP. Now, once you've got 3 of these, you will unlock that checkpoint. So make sure, of course, that you're actually finishing each checkpoint before you log off, because this will reset every round, every 6 hours. And if you've not completed a checkpoint, you will actually fall back to before that checkpoint began. I would guess that we're probably going to end up having to use an energy pack or 2 in order to prevent, losing any kind of progression. So make sure you finish those before you log off. As for the event prizes, they're not saying anything about sigils in here. They're just saying it's going to give you goodies for all aspects of War Dragons, including glyphs, etc. So I'm not for sure if sigils are going to be included in this. I'm certainly hoping so, but we don't know. Just keep in mind that the goodies that you do earn will help you, of course, in regular, event stuff. So anyways, also, the Assault will run, of course, alongside the breeding event simultaneously. And because of this, they're not going to have, any kind of team quests for you guys to be working on. Heck, you're going to be busy with this event anyways. So with that being said, it's going to basically be running alongside, but it's going to kind of like counter with each other. Pretty cool, right? All right, so let's go over the things that we can assume, but we're not clear on the truth yet. So we won't really know these things until it's actually out for us to see it. But I'm going to say it's safe to say that there will be no backup like in the Temple Raid. You won't have any use for inner fires or mega coins. You may be able to refill your energy with energy packs, just like, in the Temple Raid. That the price resets will be the same as a normal PvP. After each round or after a 24-hour period, your price will reset. Your price to refill, for example, with your energy packs would reset. I don't figure the wildfire will be featured in this. And of course, I don't think, or I'm not sure, I should say, if sigils are actually going to be a part of the pricing as we mentioned earlier. So these are things, of course, like I say, that we can only assume on. We don't have the actual facts until they're right in front of our faces. But hopefully I can get a guide together by the end of it for everyone. Now, update 5.01 is coming. And as we all talk about this every single time, be prepared for this, guys, because it has caused problems in the past where you lose, you lose castles because you didn't get them set up or whatever. So keep that in mind and get prepared for the update. Now, if you want to know any of the details or all the specifics about the update, you can always go over to the forums and check it out. They've got a discussion thread on there and everything, where you can read everything from user interface changes to bug smashes or whatever. However, I think the most important thing to mention about the update that is coming is the change within the gear, particularly in the forging. So as we mentioned earlier, they're bringing out mythic gear for the Atlas side of things, which means they've changed up a lot when it comes to forging your gear. Number one being, there will be no more common gear to be forged. They're completely taking that out, which is going to increase, of course, the rate of other types of gear that are dropping. And of course, it's also going to increase the amount of the fact that now you'll be able to make elite gear. Pretty cool stuff, right? So now you're gonna have a 5% chance of making elite gear, 15% chance of making legendary, and so forth. So I don't know, I'm pretty excited and pretty stoked about that. So be careful right now with the building your gear event. You might want to wait and only level up stuff at this moment. Now, if you tuned in last week, then you saw that we actually had a giveaway put together for the channel where you could ask me a question, and with that, you would be entered for a chance to win. So if you're new to my channel, again, as I said earlier, thank you for joining us and welcome. But Talk Dragon Tuesday is a place where you're going to be able to enter for a chance to win a $20 in-game pack every single week right here on my channel by answering a simple question or putting in your input and putting your in-game name right in the comment section below. Now, if for some reason you're finding that you can't put a comment, we actually had this issue recently as well, it's probably because you're looking at this video in an external format. If you're on Facebook watching this or in line or whatever and you can't put a comment, it means you actually have to go over to my channel in order to do so. So make sure you go over to my channel in YouTube and you can actually comment with your username information there. So anyways, you can't show my love and give me a thumbs up if you're not there anyway. All right, so like I said, this last one was Ask Me a Question, and the reason was because I made the Dragon Lord Spotlight, which was very exciting and honoring for me. Now, I've been able to go through and gather, oh my gosh, guys, I ended up gathering 24 questions. It was so hard to pick through all the questions because there were so many good ones. So let's go through these as quickly as possible. All right, so our first question, of course, is going to come from, it looks like JC4U. He says, that he knows, of course, I was struggling with Zenko at first, and he wants to know that now that time has passed, what do I think of this dragon, and do I still find it disappointing? Well, actually, no. Zenko has turned out to be a pretty decent dragon for me. The more I learn him, the better it's getting. I've just been so busy between getting ready for the move that I haven't really got to fly him a whole lot. But yes, I actually am finding him to be a lot easier. I think he's just a very challenging dragon, like I was thinking, but he is challenging. So if I don't get to get in there and play much, then I'm not going to be able to really utilize him and learn him well. So hopefully we can get that turned around soon. I do want to do some videos on him as I do learn him better. So I'll keep you guys updated. Never know, it could be a week away or so. I'm just kidding. All right, so Rageblade says, what do you feel about the game's progression over the years? Any suggestions for improvements? Have the player base been increasing? And then, of course, what other games do I play? Well, I do play a few other games. One particular game that I like to play is Apex Legends with my family. As for the progression, I think that we have made some major progressions. It's way too much to talk about in one question. And then as for the player base growing, I don't know. I feel like it's kind of the same. Like, we lose as many as we gain, so it's kind of just staying somewhat steady. I don't know. That's just my opinion. I do feel like the Gold League has shrunk, though. All right, so Sterling 3, what do you enjoy most about being the team leader? I want to tell you guys, I love this question because I really do love being leader of a team for several reasons. Number one, I just love the fact of being a leader and to be able to help out those on my team. But number two, I like being able to have the freedom to do what I want when it comes to my YouTube videos for you guys, to be able to show you what my strategies are and not feel like I'm taking from the team or another person's leadership. So that's one reason. And then of course, I'm kind of bossy. I like being in control, and I really like planning and organizing and all those things. So that is probably the biggest reason I love being a team leader, is all those aspects rolled up into one big cookie of happiness. Okay, now the next one is from Musty246. What is your real name? Isn't that funny? What is my real name? It's RPW, of course. That is my actual name. Like, seriously, it is RPW. No, I'm just kidding. All right, my name is Christy. So yeah, hey everyone, my name is Christy, not just RPW. It sounds kind of weird saying that out loud. All right, so Shavenzo, I believe, says, how long have you been on YouTube videos and why did you start? Well, I started back in October 2017, right when I basically started the team that I'm in. And the reason I did that was because I really wanted to make an easy way to be able to teach the players coming into my team, including my mom and my dad and everybody else, so that they would better understand how to play the game, and I wouldn't have to sit and type it out in the messaging system within the game, because it was just a lot to try to put out all that info, and it was just easier to do it on video. So then it just spiraled out of control and became what it is today. All right, so this next question is asking me, of course, what I think someone should do in order to get a mythic without dumping tons of money into the game. And there's somebody else saying to save back for a few seasons. Now, here's my concept. If you're having to save back and not barely play anything for a few seasons, then you're really hurting your growth, number one. You're hurting your team's growth, number two, and you're not really going to be able to save back much because you're not earning much. So if you're not spending the things that you're earning, you're not going to make it far anyways. It's going to take you 2 seasons in order to make anything. And by then, you don't know what the cost of that mythic is going to be. So here's my basic concept on this. The mythic is not a must-have dragon. It is a dragon that is out there to reward those that are spending extra to support this game. I understand that kind of sucks for some. They're like, why would they reward the big spenders? Dude, we all need to be thankful to the big spenders. The big spenders are one of the reasons that we have a beautiful game that is constantly being updated. They are what makes this game stay free to play for everyone. I know that everybody doesn't understand the concept that this is a free-to-play game, but it is. You're not having to pay for the game. You play to progress faster, and that's about it. So my advice to you is, if you don't want to spend tons of money to get a mythic, is put back maybe 25% of your resources for a few seasons, and then really push hard in a season to get a mythic that, thereafter. But again, be very careful saving back too many resources, because it can really stunt your growth and hurt the progression of your team. But more importantly, what it does is it prevents you from playing your game. I mean, I like to play a game because I like to be competitive and win things. So if I'm sitting here just basically holding back my resources to get a mythic in the future, I don't think I would enjoy the game, and I would end up losing my luster. And then if I got that mythic and it sucked, I really would be unhappy. So that's just my thoughts. All right, so Maxi Ragos had the question, how do you juggle your time between your family, the game, and your day-to-day activities? So that's a really good question. I really don't know. I don't think I juggle it very well. I definitely drop the ball in certain locations, whether it be a chore or remembering to pay a bill or something. So I don't juggle very well. And then as for Zombie Kungfu, what improvements can be made to make Atlas more balanced? Now, I think with Atlas itself, there's not really a balance issue. I think the issue is within the way that the players have created Atlas, like with the alliances and so forth. So it's our own demise that causes a lot of the unbalanced feel of Atlas. However, I think one thing that would be pretty cool is if there was a way to create a home castle, even if it's not one that you own, like it might be a free zone castle that allows you to hold a certain amount of gold so that you can, collect up and prepare things. So just a very minimal thing for even the zero owned castles. All right, Sphinx says, and if you blew the balloon too hard, to prevent the points from depleting, what exactly needs to be done? One attack every 15 minutes or so. At least it would bring the team together, I guess. Official question. What is your favorite PvP event? All right, so my favorite PvP event is all of them. I love the fact that it's not the same. They all have their purpose and their place. But I loved your comment about the balloon. That was hilarious. Oh my gosh. All right. Purple Rain 21. Do you play War Dragons with any family members or real life friends? Absolutely. Not all are playing anymore, but I've played with all of my family. Pretty much all of them. A Bolt My Way says, what kind of pets do you have? Well, this is my little girl here. Her name is Bella, and she's a Chihuahua that's going on. She just turned 6 years old, so I've had her since she was a teeny weeny little baby. and she is my darling little thing. So that is the pet I have. We have some fish, and I did have some birds, but we did rehome them to prepare for the upcoming move. So that is my baby. Yep. So you asked me definitely a good question, because that's close to my heart, my little Bella. Anyway, so the next question was from Sleepy Mutt. If you were to go back in time from any season of what year, what would be the dragon you would acquire? That would be Gunner. My husband has Gunner. And every time I play a little bit on his phone, I'm like, what was I thinking? Like, this dragon, he was not only a good dragon, but he was a 50% off dragon. But I was trying to try something different that season, and I skipped out for the very first time and the very last time on the 50% off dragon. And I regret it. I really do regret it. I think this was a great dragon, and he would be great in anybody's roster. So I would say Gunner. All right, so the next question comes from Head Crackler. What is your favorite thing to drink while burning down people's property? Well, I know you guys are going to think it's some kind of alcohol, but it would have to be coffee. Now, King Me says, how long does it take to edit your videos? Dude, several hours. Talk Dragon Tuesday could take me anywhere from 6 to 10 hours to create for you guys. Mimi says, how long do you take to upgrade a base and level up until you reach about a level 300? Now, it depends on the player, but for me, it would took about a year's time. All right, and then we have Jay Sinley. Can you give us some inside information when you get back from Pocket Gems? Actually, I can't, unfortunately. Sorry about that. Godfather 1052, my question wanting to know about runes that you put on dragons. So basically, he's wanting to know if you want to go and put it on another dragon, you can't use them anymore. It just tends to be a waste. This is a reoccurring question I actually get even in my line where people ask me about runes. This is a major player request. And from what I understand, you can actually message the help desk to be able to change a rune or two. Now, Deadpool4869 says, if you were a duck, what color would it be? I would probably be something earth tony because I'd want to hide from the predators. All right, so Brand King Broken says, how do you manage to get your family to play? All right, so what I did is I remember I called my mom up and I said, Mom, I play this game. Why don't you join it? If you don't like it, you don't have to stay. But if after a couple weeks you like the game, then we can play together. So that's how I got them to play, just about all of them. However, keep in mind that my husband and my kids played before I even touched this game. So I didn't get everybody to play. In fact, some got me to play. All right, so the next question comes from Nigotha, I believe. With Dragon Manager gone, is there another online resource similar to this that you would recommend? All right, so with this being said, the best thing you can do is use the forums, because there will always be somebody to pick up where someone left off. Just keep your eye out over there. XXXXX, should you wait for the breeding or just go for it? You should definitely wait, dude. Wait before you breed those dragons, because you might as well get the points that you get from them as well. All right, so the next question comes from Mimi K. Psycho, or Sicko. If you wanted to be one of the war dragons, which one would you think suits your personality and why? I would have to go with Samus, and the reason is because I'm rather bold with the things that I wear. I like to be frilly and dress up and be like out, kind of stand out from the crowd when it comes to my fashion, whether it be in my house or on my clothing. So I would have to say Samus. Now, as for Arc Firestorm, they said, what kind of range would you say you'd have spent in this game so far, and how I think that people could stay free to play. Basically, I've spent around $2,000 in the time that I've played this game, I would say. As for those that are out there trying to stay free to play, I just want to reiterate that this game is free to play. You don't have to pay to play this game, and I think that there's this misconception that that's the case. You can actually make pretty good progression in this game, pretty decent progression. I know you can, because my alts make it. However, if you want to progress faster than the person around you because you're highly competitive, it's going to cost you money. So the way I would suggest for anybody that wants to stay free to play is not care about getting somewhere quickly. Take your time with the game and just enjoy it for what it is. That would be my biggest suggestion. All right, so White Phoenix 08 question, what is the name of your team? I wanted to apply to your team so I could learn more from you. From the time that I subscribed to your channel, I watched every video you've released and it's been very helpful. Thank you for doing this for us players. So sweet of you. All right, so my team's name is the Royal Guardians, which I am reforging and bringing back. So I guess it could basically be the featured team of the week today. So yes, the Royal Guardians is returning. It will be a tiny little process, slow process. I was going to, keep it out for the summer, but they've extended the time that we'll be moving. So bringing it back. Now, the winner of this week's Ask Me a Question, which was a really hard thing to choose from because there's a few I really like the duck question. I loved that. But it would have to be the balloon, because not only did this one show me that you really paid attention to my video and even heard the balloon blowing up, but you were a smart aleck about it. And I love a good smart aleck. So you are the winner thanks to your smartass comment. All right, so that'd be Sphinx. Hooray! You are the winner of this week's contest. I will send up your information to War Dragon shortly. Now, again, if you would like to enter for a chance to win, this is where you will find the details. This week is a riddle. So the riddle says, sands are red, body is blue, and have no feet. Can you guess who? So if you can figure out who this is, then go ahead and scroll to the bottom of this video and add your in-game name and comment with the answer you think it might be. And then, of course, I'll see you guys back here on Talk Dragon Tuesday next week, so we can announce whoever the lucky winner is for this week's $20 in-game pack giveaway. All right, guys, that is going to be it for today. Don't forget, of course, before you leave, to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And don't forget to sign up for notifications so you don't miss out on future videos. And hey, help me out and share with a teammate.